In a laboratory at Yale, a baby lies inside an MRI scanner. She cannot explain what she is thinking. She cannot even stay still for very long. On a screen, she sees a face. Several images later, that same face appears beside a new one. Her eyes stay on the familiar face. And inside the scanner, one part of her brain has already given the researchers a clue. Her hippocampus was more active when she first saw it. The baby formed a memory. But years from now, she will almost certainly remember none of this, not the screen, not the scanner, and not the people standing beside her. That is the mystery of your first years. Your life began at birth. Your personal story probably begins around age 3 or 4. So what happened to everything in between? Scientists call this missing period infantile, or childhood, amnesia. And the strange part is not that babies cannot remember. They can. The strange part is that those memories become so difficult to reach. So, let us follow one memory as it tries to survive childhood. Age 1. You recognize a familiar face. You know which voice means safety. You learn that a certain song means sleep, and that letting go of the table while standing can end badly. Your brain is collecting information constantly, but memory is not one single system. There is knowing how to do something. There is recognizing something familiar. And there is episodic memory, remembering a particular event that happened to you, in a particular place, at a particular time. You still know how to walk. You do not remember learning how. For decades, many scientists thought the explanation was simple. The hippocampus, a brain structure essential for episodic memory, was too immature in infancy to encode specific events properly. Then came the Yale experiment. In 2025, a team led by Yale researchers Tristan Yates and Nick Turk-Brown scanned 26 awake infants, between about 4 months and 2 years old, while they looked at faces, objects, and scenes. When the hippocampus was more active during the first viewing, the infant was more likely to recognize the image later. The relationship was strongest in babies older than about 12 months. This does not mean a 1-year-old can preserve a detailed memory for a lifetime. It means the memory may enter the system. The problem may come later. Age 3. Now you can speak in sentences. You can say what happened, where it happened, and who was there. You are also beginning to build a more stable idea of yourself. An autobiographical memory needs both. It is not just an image of a red bicycle. It is, I rode that red bicycle outside my grandmother's house and I fell. Language gives the event a structure. A developing sense of self gives it an owner. Before those systems mature, an experience may be stored in a form that your later mind does not know how to search. The memory was written in one language. The adult brain looks for it in another. Age 5. Many early memories are still there. In one long-term study, researchers recorded real events that 3-year-old children discussed with their mothers. When the children were tested at ages 5, 6, and 7, they remembered more than 60% of those events. Then something changed. By ages 8 and 9, they remembered fewer than 40%. Childhood amnesia was not a wall that had always been there. The wall was being built. The young brain forgets quickly. At the same time, the hippocampus and its connections with the rest of the brain are developing and reorganizing. Imagine writing down an address while the city is rebuilding every street around it. The house may still exist, but the old directions stop working. Adulthood. Now search for your earliest memory. Perhaps it is a birthday cake, a bedroom, a pet, or someone holding your hand. But how much of it belongs to the original moment? Maybe you have seen a photograph of it dozens of times. Maybe your parents repeated the story every year. Your brain may have combined a real fragment with later pictures, words, and imagination. Memory is not a recording stored untouched in a vault. Every time you remember, your brain rebuilds the scene. This is why even a vivid first memory is not necessarily an accurate one. So, are your earliest memories erased? Science does not yet have one answer. Some may never have been stored for long. Some may have faded as the brain changed. And some may remain as traces that the adult brain can no longer access. Animal studies have found that certain memories, formed early in life, can remain hidden and become accessible again after the right reminder. That is not proof that an adult human can recover a forgotten day from infancy, but it raises a remarkable possibility. Forgetting may sometimes mean losing access to a memory, not destroying every trace of it. Losing the story does not mean those years left nothing behind. Your first years still shaped you. You learned which faces were safe, how language sounded, how bodies moved, and what to expect when you reached for another person. You may have lost the story while keeping what the experience taught you. You did not suddenly become a person at age 3. That may simply be when the narrator arrived. Everything before that helped build the narrator, before it knew how to tell the story. What is the earliest moment you think you remember? And are you certain it is your memory, not a photograph or a story someone gave you? Tell us in the comments. This is Oddly. We explain the strange things your brain and body do when you are not paying attention.